Yeah. Good looking out there. Yeah. Ha, it's Flav, you heard? It's Flav. Check it, I had to get what I earned. It's my turn. Welcome to the show. It's Trenton's Tavern. Yeah. Ha, that's how we doing it. Welcome to the show, y'all. Enjoy. Tavern Terror, we back in the building, yo. We are back in the building, I already got an incense burning, but it looks like it's about to run out. So I'm gonna set the mood and light another one. Y'all know how we get down, y'all know how we get busy. In the meantime, in between time, welcome back to the show, yo. All right, stick this in here. We lit. Cool. Welcome back to the show, my G's. First of all, I have to apologize because one, I was super lazy last week and I did not record an episode. So this week, I'm gonna do y'all a favor. I'm gonna give y'all 2 episodes. I'm recording one right now on Monday. I'll probably record the other one tomorrow. Both of them are gonna be released on Saturday, even though it takes a little bit. Actually, this one is gonna be kind of short. It's gonna be shorter than the normal ones because it's just a tribute to my mom, because I didn't do one last week like I wanted to, but Mother's Day did pass, so I wanted to just let my mom know how much I love her. So I'm going to dedicate an episode to her. So this is going to be episode 29. This is going to be called Dear Mama, and yeah, we're going to get into that in a bit. I apologize if y'all hear rain and if y'all hear like the fan, because I had to turn my AC on. I really didn't want to, but as I got these lights and stuff on me, it get kind of hot, so I kind of got to put my ceiling fan on when I'm recording. So if y'all hear that or y'all hear water outside, the tornado sirens are going off as we speak too. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but it's like storming outside. So I apologize for anything that's got to do with Mother Nature. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Y'all gotta talk to her about that. You know what I mean? But I'm apologizing in advance so y'all know I ain't doing no creepiness or I ain't doing no freakness. You know what I mean? That the noises is not me. You know what I mean? So with that being said, like I said, let's get back into it. Welcome back to the show. This is episode 29. I'm gonna name this joint Dear Mama because I miss Mother's Day, but it's never too late to tell my moms how much I love her, because every day is Mother's Day. But I decided to do a little episode, you know what I mean, and tell my mom how much I love her. So I'm gonna dedicate this to her. Yeah, so just to update y'all on my subscribers, yo. I have 398 subscribers right now as I'm looking at this. 398 subscribers. So I need 2 more to meet my goal for June. We're not even in June yet. We're just barely halfway through May. And I'm almost at 400, which means if I keep the trend up, I would have hit my goal for 500 by the time my birthday comes, which is in July. So I have like a month and a half to get 100 more subscribers. Well, 102, because I need 2 more to hit 400. And thank you guys so much for all of the support. Thank you for sharing, liking, commenting. I appreciate every single bit of it. I don't care about the views really. It's on YouTube for you to go back and recap and watch how many times you want. Watch half of it, watch 30 seconds. It don't matter. It's there for y'all liking. I just do this because I love doing this. You know what I mean? I'm not here for the views. I just want to get my voice out to more people. That's why I'm so happy about my subscribers, which means there's more people following me, there's more people watching me, which means I'm doing something right because I'm trending up. You know what I mean? That's why that's so important to me. But thank you guys so much for all of the likes, comments, everything, man, the suggestions, everything. I think when I get to either when I get to my 50th episode or when I get to 500 subscribers, whichever comes first, I'm gonna do a Q&A. So I'm gonna be asking for questions, you know what I mean? And I'm probably gonna take like 5 to 10 questions and do a Q&A, answer some of the questions that y'all have for me, or you know, just something like that. Or I just might go live on IG and do like a live show for my 50th or something, or my 500 subscribers. But it's gonna be something different. I'll let y'all know the closer we get to 500 or the closer we get to 50 episodes, but y'all gotta stay tuned in. So with that being said, thank you. I'm freestyling this one because I want it to be from my heart. I want it to be authentic. I got some talking points down, but this is all coming from my heart, and I just want y'all to just bear with me on this one, because I'm just going to rant about my moms a little bit. So this is topic of the day. This is episode 29 called Dear Mama. This is to my mom, Tamika Chanel Freeman. So let's get into it, yo. So like I said, I apologize because I missed Mother's Day, my Mother's Day episode, but this is my Mother's Day episode. And the reason that I wanted to come in here and do a Mother's Day episode is because even though, you know, we appreciate moms, I don't know if they feel it. I don't know if they feel like it, like they're supposed to, as much as they're supposed to. I'm only talking about me, you know what I mean? Sometimes I go a week or so without talking to my mom, and then it'll just hit me. I'll just wake up out of my sleep, it'll just hit me like, dang, I ain't spoke to my mom in forever, you know what I mean? So I just gotta pop up at her job to go see her, or I'll give her a FaceTime call, even if it's for 5 seconds, you know what I mean? Because my mom is the woman that birthed me, you know what I mean? Shout out to her and my pops, but she carried me for 9 months. So that's why I believe that every mother has a specific relationship with their children that nobody will be able to take. Now, I know there's stuff that comes along as you get older and you venture out and you get to think for yourself and you want to learn new stuff, and your parents don't always agree with what you want to do, you know what I mean? But the thing is, at the end of the day, I don't care if in most cases, I'm gonna say in most cases, because I know some cases where moms have completely neglected their kids, but you have to think that in the situations of mom neglecting their children and stuff like that, you have to think about it like this. You have to think, why is this trend happening? What type of mother does it take for her to neglect their child or not care for them like other mothers or whatever the case may be? And I can almost 110% guarantee you it's because of some childhood trauma or the way that they were brought up that they never dealt with. And they think that the way that they're parenting is the best way because that's what they had, and they're probably doing a little bit more than what they got from their parents. That's just an example. I could be completely wrong. I know nothing about it because my mom's been in my life. She's never neglected us. She's always put her kids first, you know what I mean? But I know there's different circumstances that come up, and I'm almost 110% sure that it has something to do with childhood trauma. You know what I mean? But I could be wrong. Anyways, we're not going to get on the negative. I wanted to come in and appreciate Tamika Chanel Freeman. Shout out to my moms. I tell everybody when I describe her and on all my posts that I put, I thank God every day for my moms because I feel like he sent me a personal angel. You know what I mean? Now, when God was creating me, he knew everything that I was going to go through. He knew everything that I needed. He knows the people that I need to be around to be successful. He knows the thoughts. He knows everything about me. He hand created me just like everybody else watching this. You know what I mean? So when he placed me in my mom's stomach, you know what I mean? When her and my dad was messing around, and out of all of the millions of brothers and sisters that was in my dad's balls, I somehow made it to be the first child. I somehow made it to be the strongest one to come out, you know what I mean? And now I'm here. This is me. We here. But there's a reason for that. You know what I mean? Like, he chose me to be with my mom because my dad has other kids, not with my mom. It's just he got me and my older sister with my mom. So we were supposed to be here with Tamika. You know what I mean? And the reason that I call her my angel is because somehow, some way, I feel like moms are like superheroes. And my mom has this thing where it's not a power, but she has this relationship with God where he tells her stuff before she even knows. Or before we come out and tell her. You know what I mean? He actually tells her some things that that's gonna happen before we even know that it's gonna happen. And the whole time it's so ill because the whole time she sits there and she allows us to go through stuff. You know what I mean? Like, even when we come talk to her about it, she already has the answers for stuff. And she sits there and she gives us the best advice without telling us that this is what's gonna happen or get prepared for this, you know what I mean? And it's not a bad thing because at the end of the day, all of us are old enough to make our own decisions. Now, this started when we were younger, when we first started getting into relationships and venturing out and getting friends and doing stuff we wasn't supposed to be doing. Like my brother, matter of fact, let me just start off like this. If y'all don't know by now, I have 6 siblings on my mom's side. So it's my older brother Eric, and then it's me, then it's Kara, Tori, David, Jared. So It's 6 of us. You know what I mean? And I'm the second oldest. So when we were back in New York, because that's where I'm from, when we was back in New York and living in Liverpool and stuff, there was this highway that separated like 2 complexes. It was our complex, and then like my cousin and some of our friends lived over there. And then there was a street that it was the 4-lane highway that we was not supposed to cross to be going over the satellite. And then there was a street that that we wasn't supposed to go past the street, you know what I mean? Like we just stayed we were supposed to stay in our complex. But when me and Eric was out, Eric would go across the highway like he wasn't supposed to. I'll be down the street and at Blockbuster and going to Wegmans, behind Wegmans to play ball and stuff, and we wouldn't tell my mom, you know what I mean? Like, but the crazy thing is she wouldn't know where we was at. Now, the illest thing, the reason that I'm telling this story is because that happened, stuff like that happened the more and more we got older, you know what I mean? When it came to girls, you know what I mean? When it came to women, I know Eric, I don't want to out him too much, but I know he called her like right after he got done having sex for the first time. And I was like, Eric called you for that? Like, and she was like, yup, he told me all the details and everything, you know what I mean? But my mom is ill because she has 5 boys and 1 girl. And she'll tell you herself, like, she had to deal with us walking in there, like, pulling our pants down. Like, Mom, what's this? Like, and lifting our leg up with, you know, nothing on, or bending over, like, if we had a bump or something on our butt, just pulling our pants down, you know what I mean? Like, and just like, Mom, what's this? Like, she just had to deal with a lot of boy stuff, you know what I mean? And I can tell you for a fact that with all of my mom's kids, her relationship is like this. Nobody will say different. My mom raised half of my family, and the Cage family, if you know us, we're a big family. But everybody respects my mom back at home in New York so much because she helped raise everybody's kids, you know what I mean? My mom was the type to get whooped by my grandmom for when my Aunt Chatty and my Uncle Matt would do something, which is her younger siblings. She would get whooped for them, and she didn't do nothing. She wasn't even in the vicinity. She's a strong woman. My grandmom used to be an alcoholic. She used to smoke cigarettes and stuff like that. And my mom just refused to have that same generational curse going. So even when she was even when she was being put in situations that had nothing to do with her, she was still trying to be the best woman that she could be. You know what I mean? A quick story: when I was born, my dad. I don't know if he still has it, but I know when I was younger, my dad had a really bad temper. It was a short temper. I have one too. You know what I mean? I had one. I'm my dad's child. So one day when I was at the doctor, I was a baby. I couldn't walk. I don't remember this, but she'll tell you the story herself. She took me to the doctors to get my shots. And I think I had, the shots that you have to get as a child, you got to get them like both your arms and both your legs or whatever. And she said they got through 3 of them. And the last one, I got so angry as a child that I stiffened up and I broke the needle in my leg. Like, so the needle was just sticking in my leg. And the doctor pulled the needle out, patched the Band-Aid up or whatever. Now, this is a needle and I'm a baby. I got so angry that I like jerked away, like I stiffened up, I jerked away, and I broke the needle inside my leg. And the doctor had to he got it out, and he looked at my mom and he was like, listen, you are going to have to do something about this one because this one is going to be a Tasmanian devil. Like, this one is going to be really, really mean. I've never seen an infant do that. Like, so from that day forward, my mom prayed for me. She prays over us every night still, but she prayed over me that my temper gets under control and I don't use that off of emotion and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Which it may be something little to y'all, but to me, that changed my life because knowing how I was at a younger age, you know what I mean? And I didn't really get control over it until probably when I was like around 12 or so. Like, I used to be an animal. Like, I used to get mad and super mad, you know what I mean? Like, and my mom would have to check me about it. But it changed my life because if I would have let anger get to me, I'm not sure that I'll be here, especially in some of the areas that we lived in and some of the positions that we were in as we were growing up, you know what I mean, to get to this point. There was a lot of I lived in the inner cities. of Columbus and Syracuse. And if you're from Syracuse, you know what I mean, you know it's tough to survive every summer in Syracuse, especially in the hood. Like, you got to move strategically. And if my anger would have got out of control, if I wasn't able to put that under control, you know what I mean? I could have got into a lot of gang fights. I could have got into some shootouts. I could have got into some stabbings. Like, I could have been in a way worse position than what I'm in right now. But I thank God for my mom, because she took heed to it at a young age. I think she had Eric at, I want to say 17 or 18. She dropped out of high school. She had Eric at 17 or 18. Then she had me 2 years later. And I know a lot of the young moms today have no guidance. You know what I mean? They don't have no guidance. A lot of the stuff that my mom learned as a mother, she learned on her own. Now, she had some of my aunts and stuff like that. But again, like I said, my mom and my grandmom's relationship wasn't the greatest for a little while. You know what I mean? But that was just one example of how I feel like she's my angel, because this lady has literally been praying for all of her children, like, since day one. I remember us going to bed and she would come in the middle of the night and kiss us on our foreheads, and I can just hear her praying. You know what I mean? It's a lot of memories that if I talked about all of them, I would be here for 4 days. You know what I mean? And that still wouldn't be enough. But another thing is, when we got older, you know what I mean? Let me tell you how ill she is. When we got older, and I was out being a creep, you know what I mean, doing stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing, hanging with people I wasn't supposed to be hanging with, I would wait till my mom. Now, this is when, matter of fact, let me just rewind. Let me back it up. The biggest move that my mom had to make is taking us from New York and putting us in Columbus. It's the biggest move she wanted to do. She couldn't. The thing about it is, I don't believe that she had the problem with moving from New York. Maybe a little bit, but the more thing was, my stepdad was moving here because he was going to the Bible college, and they were married. You know what I mean? So they're not gonna be. He's going to the Bible college, and then he was gonna pursue whatever he was going to the college for here. So he had to move the family here. My mom and dad was married. So she had to move the family here. So they fought and argued about this for a long time. You know what I mean? A very, very long time, because my mom she didn't care about her. It was, you want me to pack all of my kids up, and you want me to move them to Columbus, and take them away from their friends, their families, their school, like, and you think that's the best idea. You think that's the best decision, yada, yada, yada. They riffed about it. We ended up having to come here. Now, my grandmoms used to do this. My mom is just so ill. Even when she was married, my grandmoms would have my Aunt Chatty and my Uncle Matt living in the same house, right? And there would be times where my grandmother would call my mom while she's married with a family at home. She would call my mom to come clean up her house with 2 adults sitting in the house not doing nothing. And my mom did it for the longest time, until my stepdad, until he got tired of it, and he was like, "You're not doing that no more." You know what I mean? And my mom fought him tooth and nail about that, because she thought she was just doing the best thing. You know what I mean? But she also would tell you, I never deflect when my kids tell me when I'm wrong, or when I've done wrong and somebody has to tell me. So she fought my dad on it for a little while, but after she sat down and talked to my uncle and stuff, they like, "Yeah, you're not doing that no more. That's crazy that she got 2 adults in there." She learned from it, never made that mistake again. That was half of the issue as well when we was moving to Columbus, because my grandmoms did not like my stepdad at that point, because he wanted my mom to take all of us from New York and move us here. There was a lot of family members, you know what I mean, that did not like my step-pops, because he wanted to uproot us here, which ended up in return being a whole nother situation. We've been better off here than I think we ever would have been in Syracuse. And I love Syracuse to death. You know what I mean? I love it with all my heart. That's home. That's where I was born. I have memories of all my family there. But Columbus was a better opportunity. And my dad had to get my mom out of there because she was living for so many people. That's the point of that story. She was living for everybody in there. Like, no matter what anybody was going through, my mom was the first person that they would call. But you would never be able to tell. You would never be able to tell that she was going through what she was going through and taking on everybody's issues and stuff like that, because she's just a master of disguise. You know what I mean? Like when she's going through the worst, now I can tell because I know my mom and I'm a little bit more attentive. But back then, we ain't never have to go through any time seeing my mom down. We never had to go through it. We never seen her down. We never seen her disrespect. She didn't have all types of guys running in and out of the house. My mom never drunk. She never smoked around us. My mom was the best example that I've met today of who you want your mother to be like, or who you would like your wife to be like, and not a weird way. You know what I mean? The lady is just, she's the illest. So jumping back to my story, when I was out being a little creep when I was like 18 and stuff, and I moved back here, and you know I was going through with my girlfriends and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? I would go out after my mom went to bed, and I wouldn't tell her where she was. I wouldn't tell her where I would be at. You know what I mean? Like, and she always used to say, no matter, my mom's always gave us freedom, but she always used to say, just let me know where you going and let me know when you get there. And I never understood why, but this is why. When I was going out, me and Eric was doing our thing. You know what I mean? My brother joined the gang. He was out, you know, skipping school, smoking weed and yada, yada, yada. I think even selling some drugs, and I'm not incriminating him because that's all in the past. So it's not really a secret, but yeah. We was out doing our thing and we wasn't supposed to be, you know what I mean? And even if we was, you know what I mean? My mom just like, let me know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. But there came a point in time where no matter what, every time we was doing something, it ended up ending bad. You know what I mean? Like every single time it ended up ending bad. But you know the times that did not end bad? When we listened to my mom and we told her where we was going, we was not lying, and we told her when we got there. You know why? Because my mom said since day one, when I was able to allow y'all to grow up and start chilling with people and hanging out friends' houses and blah blah blah, doing this, going this place, she said the only thing I have to do is I have to pray a covering over you. You know what I mean? This is why I tell y'all, tell me where y'all going and when y'all get there, so I can pray my covering over y'all for the path to wherever y'all going is gonna be covered regardless. Now the problem is when y'all want to think y'all grown and y'all want to lie to me and think I don't know. You know what I mean? I can't cover the praying over. I can't pray the covering over y'all because now you've lied to me, so you've broken code. You've given me a reason not to trust you, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like, and even still, I do say a little prayer, but I know for sure that you guys are 110% covered if you tell me the truth on where you're going, blah blah blah. We never had curfews except for when we was in school. We had to just be in at a certain time. My mom never deprived us from staying over people's house or people coming to our house. She's given us the most freedom, and I think it was the best way to to build a relationship with her kids. You know what I mean? Because now our relationship is so free and open, we can literally go talk to my mom about anything. And not only that, the people that comes in our lives, she accept them too, even if she think that they're not for us. Whether it's friends, girlfriends, co-workers, whatever it is, she can let you know immediately, like, all right, well, that relationship ain't gonna work out, or that friendship not gonna work out, but you'll never be able to tell that she disliked this person or whatever the case may be, because she's just that ill. She is the master of disguise, and sometimes she had to be that because we've been through some rough times. Like, again, I'm not gonna sit here and go through all of them, because I mean, again, I would be here for a week and a half telling y'all stories about what we've been through and how we got right here. This is just me telling my mom how much I appreciate her, and I want to thank her for everything that she's done for me thus far and putting up with all my nonsense. You know what I mean? My little brother's got babies at young ages, and she loves them kids. I think she loved the babies more than us. You know what I mean? And that's why when I have my family on, I'm going to ask them every time, who do y'all think mommy's favorite is? Because we have this ongoing thing that me and Jared are the favorite. And then Eric, Tori, David, and Kara, they just fluctuate. And sometimes things happen, like when we do something stupid, we'll be like, all right, we need to re-rank it. You know what I mean? And that's the joke that we just have. But my mom is one of the greatest people on this earth. I want to thank her for everything that she's done for me. I want to thank her for all of the support and the continuous lessons of life. I want to thank you for still praying for us every night right now. Eric will be 34 this year. I'll be 32. She's been doing this for a long time. And sometimes she feels like a failure when we end up doing something crazy. Like there's been times that her and my sister has got into a riff, or her and Eric has got into a riff, or when Tori was doing his stuff, you know what I mean? Like, and we just all go through stuff. And my mom comes to me and she's just like, what did I do as a parent to fail like this? And I have to big her up, you know, because sometimes when you've been fighting so hard, you know what I mean? Like you just feel like there's nothing you can do, and you just feel like it don't matter. You're a failure, which is not true, Mom. I wish I could have everybody here to agree with me, all your kids, but it's all good. I'm trying to do the best job that I can. And again, I just want to say thank you. I love you. This episode is dedicated to you. You're here while I'm not as big, and I know you'll be here when I do get big, and I'm gonna give you the world. I promise you, I'm gonna give you the world. You're not gonna have to work for the rest of your life. You're gonna be able to start your daycare. You know what I mean? Have your own building, and you can start your own business. We're gonna get you that done. That's gonna happen. I promise you that. But this episode was just to big you up. I was sweating you a little bit, and I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Because you are my guardian angel. You are my personal angel, and I love you to death. I don't really know what I would do without you, but I do know that you told me that God told you that you wouldn't have to bury any kids. So you won't have to see none of us go, because I trust his word and I trust your word and your relationship with him. And I just hope that he keep you here till you're about 100, 110, you know what I mean? Like, and I just want to see you go with him, you know what I mean, as the ultimate gift. But thank you for even embracing all of the females and friends and, you know what I mean, relationships we've been in through and everything, holding some of our deepest secrets, you know what I mean, like just keeping them in the tuck, you know what I mean, and never breaking mom code, never giving up on none of your kids when you had the chance to give up on Eric, Tori, Kara, not me and David, not me and Jared, not yet at least, but no, I'm joking. But thank you, Mom. This episode is dedicated to you. I love you, and this is a late happy Mother's Day. You know what I mean? We were supposed to go see School, but unfortunately Corona said, nah, you're not going to the movie theaters and stuff like that. So I bought my mom some sneakers for Mother's Day. I got her a card, a bottle of wine, and I'm gonna buy her the Scoob, because she loves Scooby-Doo. I'm gonna buy her the Scoob DVD when that comes out. But until then, thank you, Mom. I love you. And yeah, that was episode 29. Dear Mama, thank you, guys. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump over to sports talk, which, as you guys can see, there's no cutting yet. Nothing is being cut on this side. My beard is growing in really good. I'm using a lot of beard products, but yeah, I'm not cutting my hair until they bring sports back, and everybody hate it. And I think it's the greatest thing ever. It is the greatest thing ever because I got the baby fro and I like twisting it. But there's no sports talk. Y'all know when there's some sports to talk about because this will be gone. I'll look really fresh. Right now I'm just looking like a ragged caveman, which I'm cool with. But yeah, so no sports, but The Last Dance is still on. I want to say episodes 8 and no. I want to say episodes 9 and 10 just aired last night. I could be wrong. It could be next week, but I'm waiting till the whole thing is done so I can watch it without commercials. I heard it's phenomenal. That's the Michael Jordan / Bulls doc that's been pending for years. I heard it's great. There is a few sports that came back, but I don't really watch them. Soccer, I think, came back because my brother Tori was on the protest with me. He didn't cut his hair either, but he watched soccer, so I went and cut his hair the other day. I think Korea is playing baseball, and I think baseball is in the process of getting back together. If baseball comes back, I'll cut my hair because I watch baseball. But if I need baseball, basketball, or football, one of those three has to start for me to stop looking like a caveman. And until I hear otherwise, it is what it is. You know what I mean? That's just the way that it's gonna be. So that's sports talk. Cinema sit down. So I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. It hasn't been a lot out. I'm trying to find some shows to watch to keep me a little bit occupied. I did find a few shows, but a few shows. Well, I got 3 shows and 1 movie for y'all. And I didn't want to give y'all everything that I was watching because I actually had like 10 or so. On the next episode, which is tomorrow, I'm gonna give y'all more on Cinema Sit Down. But for starters, I really haven't been watching anything for real. I know Riverdale season 4 is now on Netflix. If you was watching that, the whole season is on there because I know they took a break and then they came back. So Riverdale season 4 is on there. If you have not started watching Riverdale, I highly recommend you start watching Riverdale. Here's the crazy thing about Riverdale. It's a comic book, which I did not know. And it's built off of one character, Archie Andrews, which it's not a comic book series though. Like when you watch it, it's like high schoolers going into college and stuff like that. Like, and it's real life, but it's based off a comic book. That's why I think it's so hard. You know what I mean? So y'all should watch that. Riverdale season 4, 1 through 4 is on there. Hightown. Let me just say it. I'm not even gonna tell y'all what it's about. Hightown, I will tell y'all a little bit. It's about a police officer, a black police officer that lives in, I want to say, Boston, Massachusetts. And she's on drugs. And she's a lesbian. She's on drugs. And she's mad dope at her job though. So, and the drugs that are the town that they're in is full. It's like they have a ton of drug problems. The first 5 minutes of the thing, somebody gets shot, and that's what it's based off of. You know what I mean? So they trying to find out all of this stuff. You should just watch it. It's a really good show. It's only 1 episode. I don't know how the rest of it's gonna be, but it's only 1 episode. So Hightown. Defending Jacob, like I told y'all before, this show is awesome. It's got Chris Evans in it, aka Captain America, and he's defending his son because one of his schoolmates ended up dead. Somebody stabbed him and threw him in the woods, and they find him, and everybody think that is Jacob. For some reason, somehow, he's got to go to trial and everything. That comes on every single Friday until it's over with. I don't know how many episodes it's gonna be, but it's really great. That's also on Apple TV. But nowadays, you don't really need one. You don't really need one app to watch stuff, like, because I have an app on my Fire Stick where I can watch everything. You know what I mean? No matter what it is. So that's why I'm telling you about this. Then this horrible movie called John Henry. Now, the crazy thing about this John Henry movie is it has like A-list celebrities in it. Ludacris is in it as the villain. It has Terry Crews in it as John Henry. The dad that played on Kenan and Kel is his dad. And there's a few more. There's a few other celebrities in it, but the movie is absolutely awful. I see what they were trying to do with it. They was trying to make it like a black comedy. I mean, not a black comedy. They was trying to make it like a black comic book, but it's terrible. It is absolutely horrible, man. I watched it and I just was so disappointed. I was so disappointed in this movie. I'm like, what is really going on? They tried, but I need y'all to all go watch it just to see how bad it is, really. That's to be completely honest with you. And the last thing I watched is called Home Before Dark, right? This is another Apple TV joint, but this is about, I want to say like a 9-year-old, or 8 or 9-year-old that is a journalist at 9 years old. It's a little white girl, and her and her dad and her family, I think it's the mom, the dad, and then it's 3 of them. The older sister, then she's the middle sister. I can't remember her name, and then they got a baby sister. and they move to a new town because the dad gets caught up in some stuff. He ends up getting fired because he's also a journalist as well. But when they get to this new town, one of their neighbors end up getting killed, and the little girl is like helping like discover she's like helping find the killer. She mad smart for her age, and she's like doing a better job than the actual detectives following it and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's really good. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I'm intrigued with the first episode. I gotta go watch the other episodes. I think it's like 8 or 9 episodes on there. I'm not really sure, but it's good. It's a decent watch. I'm watching I'm trying to find more TV shows that keep me interested longer. Because with us being in quarantine, you know what I mean, there's nothing else to do but just watch movies and stuff. I ain't got no sports, so I watch literally everything as soon as it comes out. Music Loop. And let me see what is out horror. Music Loop. Alright, so not really a lot of albums, but I'll tell y'all some Lucy's. Future came out with his album. I listened to 2 songs of it and then I just turned it off. I can't do Future. I tried. He's just not for me, but he's good at what he does. Matter of fact, High Off Life. It's got some dope beats on it, but I'm tired of Future talking about the same stuff. Like, I want to hear like internal issues. I want to hear, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't want him to be so toxic all the time. I want to hear about the struggles that he goes through and like his childhood and, you know what I mean, things worth listening to. I'm tired of hearing about how many whips he got and how much drugs he take. It's just not for me, but that's like the only thing that came out for real. So, I mean, it ain't really too much to say from that. Polo G came out with The GOAT. Don't listen to him. Moneybagg Yo came out with Time Served. Don't listen to him either. Did anything else come out? Roy Woods came out with Dim Times. I don't listen to him either. Just trying to figure. I mean, there's not a lot of music that came out for real this week. I got some Lucy's like that. The Lucy's were better than that. Like, my man Brandon Christian dropped his Bay playlist too. Joyner Lucas and Will Smith was probably the best song that I've heard this week. Joyner Lucas featuring Will Smith on the Will remix. Will snapped on that junk. For him to be the age that he is and the rapper that he is, he snapped on that. Yeah, everybody should listen to that. My man Ace Hood dropped another song called Look in My Eyes, which makes me really happy because I was a big Ace Hood fan and he just kind of disappeared, but he coming back. TDE keep dropping bangers. That's one of my favorite groups. Reason and Schoolboy Q. It's called Pop-ish. I'm not gonna curse on this, but it's called Pop-ish. Dope. Go listen to that. And my man Ro James got a new album coming out, I think next week. But the song that he released was called Maniac. I like everything Ro James do. And Chris Brown and T-Pain got a song called Wake Up Dead, which is really dope. Oh, and another Ro James song is Selfish. You know what I mean? So, yeah. That's Music Loop. Like I said, not a lot of music came out. You know what I mean? Like, I happened to open up my Shazam, and my Shazam, like, synced with my iTunes, my Apple Music. So I got all of these old songs and stuff. I'm like, dang, I did all of that. But, yeah. That's Music Loop. And, well, y'all know where we go from there. We got to take a sip of something. I'm actually going to take a shot of pineapple Ciroc for my mom's, just one for her, and I got a bottle of wine. It's rose wine that's really good. So first I'm gonna take a shot. If y'all got a shot glass or y'all got some alcohol or a shot of water, whatever you want to take a shot glass for, this is for all the moms out there. I don't know if that's a shot. I should have got a shot glass and I didn't for some reason. But this is cheers. This shot is gonna be for all of the moms out there, all of the real moms that you know, are taking care of your kids, have been the biggest part of your kids' life. Just all of the real moms. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all, and please do not ever stop doing what y'all doing. This is to my moms and all of the other good moms. Yikes. And like I said, this is just a bottle of wine. I've been drinking some wine. It's pretty good, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna just tip y'all out. Say thank you for tuning in. Remember to like, comment, share this. I was about to say describe. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Send it to your mom. Send it to your grandmom. Send it to her mom. Send it to your aunt. Send it to everybody, man. I'm at 398. I'm trying to get to 400. Actually, I'm trying to get to 500 by July. So y'all have been doing a great job thus far. Thank you guys so much for all of the support. Red hit me up. My man Red hit me up. And we got an episode coming up. I'm not completely sure when because I think his schedule is still a little fluky. But we got the topic already. All we got to do is sit down and have the talking points. And Red will be back. A lot of people seem to like Red, so I'm going to have to keep him on here a little bit more. But yeah, shout out to Red and his family, his mom. Yeah, stay tuned, y'all. I'll be back with another one tomorrow. I'm giving y'all 2 this week. You know what I mean? Maybe. I gotta see. I'm not gonna lie. I have to see. But I'm giving y'all 2, I think. Sometime soon. Something like that. But yeah, just thank you guys. This has been a great show. And I'll see you guys on the next go round. You're